Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Groovy from Eden Hunt. Now, if you follow day to day, yesterday we had Frunky, and I couldn't resist just taking a look to see if by chance someone created a tangle called Groovy, because it just goes. And somebody did. Eden Hunt did. So we have to do it today. All right, this one, it's really neat. Personally, a little bit of a challenge, but that's just me. So it starts off with, and I'm going to go diagonal here. And it doesn't matter which direction you go first. Well, it's like, what color do I have here? And it's just, a nice wavy line, however it ends up, okay? The trick is going opposite. So sometimes I might start here, but it's like, I think I can start here enough. And in my mind, I'm working to mirror the what I have, or at least come somewhat close, and it's all okay. That's the nice thing about Zentangle, right? All right, and we'll try to do it again. And so each time you do it, we're mirroring what you have. Like I said, it's always the getting started. And let me go take another look. Oh no, Eden has hers with a little bit of separation. I think in my version of the step out, I connected some of them. I think it's another one of those it just really doesn't matter type of things. All right, and I'm going to do one. Let's do a nice stripe down the middle here. At least to have the where it's coming in. If we can have those kind of matching, it's all good. This one should probably go this way, but we're not going to worry about it. Oh, and let's do one more. And like I said, I always have trouble starting. And let me share this. If you have trouble starting, and especially if you're starting over, on an edge, one thing you could do is here's this curve. We're going to essentially mirror that, right? So you could just start like that. And then take it from there, right? And then work backwards. Like so. All right. that seems like that for me is the hardest part, is getting that grid down. And yeah. All right. So then, and this, you can pick, one of the, if I look at it this way, one of the columns, whichever one you want. And let's see, I'm going to start on this one, the second one from the end. And then I might add more, I don't know. Okay, and here's what we're going to do. Is we're essentially, hiccup, auraing kind of this side. Now this one isn't too close together, but that's okay. We're going to start on this side and end kind of like over here. And, it's kind of a bit of an S shape, and I could have it coming down a little bit at more of an angle. And yes. But you always have a second chance. And a third chance. And a fourth chance. Like so. Okay? And so in this column, we're doing the same thing. So then you kind of skip the gap. And we're doing this. I kind of would like to have more of an angle, but that's okay. You can kind of develop the angle a little bit. This one may be a little bit better. But so as I'm pointing out, so we're starting on this side, but we're landing over here. And actually, thinking about it as an S shape, it does have a natural angle tilt in there. If you look at the For More Inspiration link, you'll see kind of what I mean. Because I'm looking at Eden's, and I'm like, wow, look at... But, you know, actually kind of going back, it's not... Once we get the other side in, and I'm going to add one right here just because I want to. I'll leave that one. Oh, but up here, let's see if we can go backwards. Let's see, because it would be, gosh, here, here. There we go. So I'm looking at, okay, what does this look like here? So that way I can have it go up there. All right. Next, now, well, here's the thought, and I think I will do it. So this direction, we're going to skip and then do the next one over. So let's do that. Let's see if I can get more of an angle, because when we do the other side, we're kind of angling it the other way. So it seems like, you know, a better angle you can get, the better. But let's see. And you know what? Bottom line, when we get to the shading part, it'll all just be magic anyway. Okay. So these are all kind of slanting upper left to lower right. So the other ones are going to go opposite. So move your tile so that way it's comfortable. And we're going to go this way. Yes. Same idea. I do have a bit of a problem with the backwards. There we go. We'll just make it work. It's an S shape kind of going. All right, let's just ing it that way. All right, and then this one we'll have it go this way. It's all right. But you can see, I mean, it is at least going a different direction. And let's just hope, because I like to do this in one take because I like everybody to see the reality. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I can do it. Flipping the tile. You can do it. And remembering that, you know, we're skipping, we're matching, mirroring the one next to it, going opposite, however you want to think about it, or, you know, focusing on, you know, skipping this one in here, whichever way makes your brain work better. Today, I don't know what makes my brain work better. Ooh, except for, well, no. Let's go, I'm going to go this way. Ooh. Oh, look at how nice those look. Sometimes, and this is also why I like to do these in one take, because, you know, well, several reasons. Actually, the only time I've ever redone it is when I have trouble pronouncing somebody's name, or I get too chatty, like at the beginning or something like that. Unless I really royally do something that it's just like, no, it just needs to happen again. I like to do this because for me, it's like, it's just real, and that's what I'm about. And so that way you can see, oh, hey, discovery. Although that was the nicest one, changing the direction, you know, going from, you know, going up instead of coming away from me instead of coming towards me. If your pen feels like not comfortable in your hand, try something like that and see if that helps. You just never know. All right, now, there we go. To find the pencil that I have buried. Okay, shading. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna basically put graphite. I want to say on the whole thing. I'm gonna maybe leave those out and just do the little scoops for now. But you know what? No, I'm not, because when we get to here, it's not gonna. Well, let me do this. I like to always put the tip of the pencil where the line I don't want to go over. Although this one, I'm going to do both sides. But in order to have it be dark in the middle, I'm probably going to come back on the other side and put the graphite. Same idea, but that'll keep it darker in the center where I want it. And then same thing with the tortillon. Oh, and let's use this one. Or where's another? Oh, let's see. It'll work. And with just some little circles, see, that's working. After I come back on the other side, we'll see. Because the thing is, we don't want it too dark, right? Especially in the middle of these. We don't want the graphite remorse. But personally, I want it a bit darker on those edges, just to increase the dramatic effect. I'm gonna get a different tortillon. All right, let's do this one. So I've already gone over on some of them like that. Well, that's where I was starting. I'm like, well, I'll just put it on both sides right away. No, let's not. Another thought is, I was kind of starting with this thought, is where the lines end up, when they're coming in perpendicular to the other line, you could just put the graphite there. And actually, we could just do it a little bit heavier right there for effect. All right. And oh, we have to start a new one? Probably. Oh, wait, here's my... Oops. I have a bunch that when I use... Oh, there it is. When I use chalk pencils or pastels, so I have... Well, I'll show you. I have an old... I think it's a toothpick holder that I keep them all in, so that way I can find them. It's just, the ones that I've used for graphite, they get used and they get, very well loved, like that one. And every once in a while I gotta start a new one because it's nice to have a finer tip. And I always try to, work these on their side, of course, so that way you don't mash it in. But over time, from pushing, it just naturally will kind of cave in a little bit. And you can poke them out because they're they're hollow in the end. You can put a unfurl a paper clip and put it in there, or a toothpick, or just something to poke this out. A toothpick, sometimes I will cut it off and leave it in there just for some stability, because it always seems like when I poke them out, they're never quite the same. They kind of get a little floppy on the end, but okay, that's looking better. But one other secret, and there it is. And I've got pink on the end of that, as if it's going to matter. Prismacolor, colorless blender. Normally, for Prismacolor colored pencils, however, look at that. But they do work to darken without adding graphite. So if you just need to get in a little area like this, and I didn't want to chance adding more graphite, look at that. Is that not amazing? And this technique, thank you, Miss Rosemary. I did not know about this until, a year ago or so. when we did our first gems, bubbles, and more class. This time we did a string of pearls class. So we focused on gems, but with, kind of with a jewelry focus, because Rosemary makes such amazing Zentangle work and making things look juicy and gemmy and everything. All right. Yeah, that's just it. Now wait, where is this? There. Yep, I don't like the edge, so we can do a little of that and, spread it a little bit. But is that not just the most amazing thing in the world? Because that's all it needed, was just a lot of darkness right there. It's like focused. Uh-huh. Now, I could just, go over those lines, but that's okay. Much more amazing. Yeah. Love it. And I'll tell you what, even though it started off, and still is rather wonky, I like it. Never quit with your tangles until you're done shading. And even then, if you're still not happy, my friend Diane, we would always say, it's like if you don't like it, it just means you're not done with it yet. That's a Diane-ism. And then the other one was just, and then if you're not happy with it, just add some, white gel pen somewhere, and it'll make it all, and it does. Neat Tangle is totally groovy. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the site. In the description section, I mentioned is where you'll find links to the step outs. I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the Tangle. And then below that, ways to connect with me. Again, link to my website, Facebook page. And if you want to be a part of the conversation, I have a link to our Tangle Addicts Facebook group. There are questions, though, that you have to answer in order to gain entry, just so you're aware. I hate hitting decline, but there are a number of reasons that we do those. Primary is to set the right tone. I want to make sure that everybody understands at least a very minimal set of. We don't have a lot of rules, but there's just a couple things that I need to stick to on there. So just so you're aware of that. On my website, if you're interested in classes, I debate between calling them classes or sessions, because a lot of times it's more of it's a little of both, I suppose. But we'll take a tangle like this. Actually, this was part of the one we did this last Thursday. I did not add it to my Frunky Tangle yet, but we kind of paired them up. I gave the option if people wanted to do that in there. And it's just, there was some amazing work that happened. So if you would like to join in on some Zentangle fun, we'd love to have you there too. So that information is on my website. And if you follow me on Facebook, and there's some other places that I do post classes, you can follow me there as well, and as well as my blog on my site. And then you can kind of stay up to date and join us when you can. Those are free. I do have there Tuesday classes that have a fee or are exclusive to my Tangle Addicts Club, but Thursdays always free. 2 times, you come both times. It's a blast. All right. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.